Welcome back to my kitchen, Real Women of Philadelphia. My name is Sarah, and today I'm going to be cooking with Billy and revamping one of my Ukrainian heritage dishes. So when I was little, my mom used to make us cabbage rolls all the time, but she stopped one day. And later on in university, I got to thinking, I think I'd like to try making cabbage rolls again. So I made them, and they were great. But I was talking to my mom and she told me, you actually didn't like cabbage rolls. So that's why I stopped making them. Your brothers and your sister and you would just open up your cabbage roll, throw away the cabbage, and eat the filling. So I guess that's why I didn't get to eat as many cabbage rolls as I thought I got to eat when I was little. So I thought what I would do is take this dish and revamp it so that it would be suited to everybody's taste. Children, adults, everybody would like this dish, and the cabbage for once would not go uneaten. So what I'm going to do is take my cabbage and puree it into a sauce starring Philadelphia light cream cheese, and then I'm going to pour my sauce over top of egg noodles because their shape would mimic the edges of the cabbage and it would be really good that way. And then for the filling part, which was my most favorite, I'm going to make the filling separately, but omit the rice because we've got my egg noodle pasta, and put it in a cabbage roll shape on top. So first thing, I've got to get my cabbage going. I've chopped up a small head of cabbage, just roughly chopped it into two medium-sized pieces just so that it's going to be easier for me to use my immersion blender so that it can all be smoothed into a sauce. So now I'll just put it into some boiling water and just cook it until it's soft and ready to be blended. That should only take between 5 and 10 minutes. So I'll get that started and then I'll start my bacon. I'm sure every family has their own recipe for cabbage rolls, and some might actually include bacon. My mom's doesn't, but I'm including bacon today because I love bacon. And the sauce is going to be really quite sweet from the cabbage, so I really want my meat mixture to be really salty. And this bacon will bring a lot of saltiness to it. So I'm going to crisp this bacon up, and then I'm going to get the bacon out and get my meat mixture ready. I've taken my cabbage out of the pot. It just took 7 or 8 minutes, so it didn't take too long at all. And now I'm going to add my Philadelphia cream cheese. I've cut it into small chunks. I've used 1/3 of the package just to make it a little bit easier to blend it into my sauce. So now what I'm going to do is use a little of my cooking water from my cabbage in a sauce just to help me get it to a great consistency, and I'll just season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. But I won't throw the rest of the water away because it's already a little bit flavored from the cabbage, so I may as well cook my pasta in that. So I'll get that done and I'll show you the sauce, and then I'll get started on my meat mixture. So my sauce is all blended up and it tastes delicious. I can't believe this is just 1/3 of a cup of Philly, a little bit of water, a little bit of salt and pepper, and a small head of cabbage. It's so good. So I've also got my bacon out of the pan. It's all crispy and delicious. I'll just chop that up and then I'll get started on my meat mixture. I'm just using the same pan that I cooked my bacon in for my meat mixture, but I poured out all the bacon fat. But there's a little tiny bit left in here just that I'll use to cook my onion and garlic. So I've chopped up 1 small sweet onion and 2 cloves of garlic, just really finely. So I'll just get these cooking in this pan and then I'll add my pork. So my onions and garlic are starting to cook really nicely, and now I'm going to add my pork. I have just a cup of pork because I have 6 pieces of bacon that I'm also going to add. So I'll just put this into my pan with my garlic and onions and mix them all up. I also have a little bit of paprika as well as 1/2 cup of grape tomatoes that I've roughly chopped up. And the paprika is just because this is what my mom always adds to cabbage rolls, and the tomatoes are because cabbage rolls always have a tomato sauce on the top. We're not going to have a tomato sauce on the top because we have a cabbage sauce instead. So these will provide a little bit of extra color and the tomato flavor that you'll be looking for. So I'll add these into my pork mixture with the onions and garlic, and I'll just let them all cook. While my pork mixture is cooking, I'm going to start cooking my whole wheat egg noodles. So my water is back to a boil that I cooked my cabbage in, and now I'll just throw these in. This should only take about 5 or 6 minutes, and then they'll be cooked through. I tasted my pork mixture and I think it could use a little something else. So I got to thinking, well, I want my pork mixture to be pretty salty to compete with the sweetness of my Philly cabbage sauce. So I thought, why not add a tablespoon of hoisin sauce? So that's what I'm going to do. And that should be the last thing that I need to do for my pork mixture. And by that point, my pasta should be done so I can stir everything together and serve. I almost forgot to add my bacon to my pork mixture. It certainly wouldn't have tasted as good without it. So I'm glad that I remembered so I can get it in before I serve. So my pasta's all done and I've incorporated it into my sauce. Another great thing about using this pasta with all the ridges is that every little speck of the pasta is going to cling to my sauce. So now I'll just serve everything up and then I get to enjoy. Since the sauce is mostly all vegetable, don't be afraid to give yourself a lot. And now for my meat mixture. I'll just spoon some over the middle in kind of the shape resembling a cabbage roll, and then I'll take a bite. Make sure I get a lot of bacon. Well, my Philly cabbage roll pasta definitely is appealing to me. I think I would have enjoyed this as a child too. And now I'm going to take a taste. Sweet, salty, and Philly-licious. I hope that you enjoyed my deconstructed version of cabbage rolls, and I hope that your whole family can enjoy this type. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.